A man who's trying to steal some weed was injured after he stepped on and detonated one of several landmine-like booby traps protecting the large weed field that it was in, close to a Detroit home. He was walking in a vacant field on the city's west side. That's when his left leg was injured in the blast. Jose, what's most remarkable, we'll get back to this, is the fact that there's landmines in Detroit. But anyways, so this guy who owned this home, he had the home, he was growing marijuana. In 2008, it was passed for medical purposes, it's all okay, right? He was, A, growing way too much in this abandoned field next to his house. B, he littered it with landmines to protect it. He says he was just protecting his home, and I get it. In a city like Detroit, dude, you can't just have a bunch of weed hanging around without any sort of protection. So this guy's walking through, they don't know if he was trying to steal it. All we know is he did step on one of these landmines, blew through his boot, he got shrapnel in his arm. Still has his leg. He's okay. He's recovering in the hospital. He's not in custody, right? The guy who planted these landmines for now, because he is cooperating with the authorities. He let them know where they are. They brought out the bomb squad. They removed all these landmines. So he's cooperating. So for now, he's not getting in trouble for the weed, but he is going to get charged for explosives, obviously, on the federal level, because you can't really have landmines in your backyard. It's not good. Weed? No, not even to take care of your weed, even if it's for agricultural purposes. No landmines in the city of Detroit.
It makes a lot of sense.
Right, but it's just crazy to me that you can take a wrong turn.
Forget about fences, why don't we just put some booby traps?
Yeah, but it's just weird that you could take a wrong turn down some street in Detroit and end up stepping on a landmine.
Well, that's giving that he was not trying to steal some other man's weed.
But theoretically, whether he was or not, that could have been some lost old person, right?
Yeah.
Thinking that it was turnips or something else.
Here's the thing. For me, it's very showing of the bad rep that people involved in the medical cannabis and the legalization of marijuana is giving those that oppose it. We see these stories of people that just don't get it, that we need to change the idea of what marijuana is and what the growing of marijuana and the way it's grown entails. The more we keep doing this hood-based business where we cover it with bombs, dude, the less we're going to have a chance to actually benefit not only the medical aspect, let's set the medical aspect aside, just the lack of incarceration for a city like Detroit. I think it's a great example of how a different war on drugs or the lack of war on drugs will bring a lot of peace to this city. A lot of, the crime goes down. Colorado is a perfect example. Since the legalization, crime has gone down dramatically. So this story is a very good example of the paranoid mentality that a lot of people that wants to get involved with the marijuana business get into because they're not the laws in place and the respect to the state laws. And in these cases, it's places where it's even legal to grow it medically, the mindset is still like a criminal-based enterprise. Right. And I think that we need to work hard to change it. Those who advocate for the, for the legalization of marijuana in recreational and both medicinal properties. But till we don't change this criminal mentality attached to the marijuana business, we're going to keep seeing this type of stories.
It's so true, because these kinds of stories, like you said, kind of take away from the legitimacy of marijuana as a benefit to the community, as a business, tax revenues. The list goes on for reasons why this should be legal, and people shouldn't have to be growing it in abandoned fields. Yeah. Because of where is this going to grow? Where is this going to end up? It's going to end up in the pharmacies, right? In the clubs, where they're selling this to people who really need it for legitimate reasons. Yeah. And it's just sad that he has to do it like this. Anyways, the guy, they went into his house, they also found a bunch of firearms. Again, that doesn't help. But I mean, look at liquor stores. They always got shotguns back there. Yeah. Look at the people transporting the money from banks. They got like loaded AK-47s as they're transporting the money in. It's just the fact that it's in the hood, like you said, it's in some abandoned field, and that doesn't look good. And put landmines in the mix, never good.
I think we really need to do an effort to separate the criminal mentality from the future of marijuana enterprise, that it's way different and it does not have to involve booby traps at all.
Yeah, totally. Because that's not the case in places like Washington, like Colorado, like you said. So the lack of that war on drugs could potentially, ironically, you might not think so, but be a good thing. Let us know in the comments below, what do you think about this guy planting landmines all around his little weed field behind his house? I mean, was he doing what you do just to protect your crops, or was that a little crazy? I think it was a little bit out of line, but let us know in the comments below, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the Lip TV for more.